The pick is in.
The Oklahoma City Thunder have made a selection in the 2024 NBA Draft. I'm Tanisha Batiste, and we're joined by Rylan Stiles from Locked On Thunder to break down the Thunder selecting Nikola Topic with the number 12 pick from Houston, presented by LinkedIn. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job free at linkedin.com/LockedOnNBA. So Rylan, the Thunder finished number 1 in the Western Conference last season. Big part of that was their depth, but what does Topic add depth-wise to this Thunder backcourt?
Yeah, I think that immediately he doesn't add anything for OKC because he's going to be out for the first season. And that was partly the plan by the Thunder because the Thunder have experience with this. They just had Chet Holmgren, who needed a redshirt injury season. And that was part of what made the Thunder comfortable making this selection, was that they know they have a blueprint to handle how to maximize that quote-unquote rookie year for a player even when he's not on the court, how to handle his rehab, how to handle his film sessions, how to handle everything that they can without the full-blown practices and game aspect of things. So in the first year, the Thunder will get to catch their breath and rearrange their roster. That's the luxury they get by being a 57-win team. They do not need the 12th overall pick to be an instant impact. He obviously won't be because he can't play this year. And I think that whenever you look at the other options available, while those are extremely talented players that are available in Dalton Connect, in Devin Carter, Jared McCain, even if they were the pick here, they would have trouble catapulting up the depth chart to overtake an Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, a Cason Wallace. They'd have difficulties in that aspect. So the Topic pick is a swing for the fences pick that could end up not panning out for OKC, which they would just move forward and not really care. But it also, if he pans out, could be huge, as many people believe this is a top 5 talent in this draft before the injuries.
Yeah, and I think you make a great point about them setting the blueprint with what they were able to do with Chet Holmgren. And maybe not for OKC, Rylan. Maybe the concerns aren't necessarily there because obviously they picked him at 12. But with that partially torn ACL in his left knee, obviously won't play Summer League, won't take part this year. But are you concerned about that injury long-term?
Yeah, I think that there has to be a level of concern of how quickly he's had a couple knee injuries now. For the Thunder, it's again a gamble that they're willing to take. They understand, I believe, that this could just not pan out at all, and this could be a blip on the radar that we look back on and say, that the 12th overall pick this year did not contribute to an NBA organization. They also could look back on it and say this was a top 5 talent in this draft. And the former point, if that were the case, it wouldn't really impact OKC that much because they have all these future draft picks. They have an already loaded roster, which would make it hard for minutes to come by to whoever they would have taken at pick number 12. They have a get out of jail free card, so to say, if this doesn't work. If this does work, they have a premier talent on a cost control deal right as you're paying Chet, J-Dub, and Shea max money. So it's a real no risk, extremely high reward move.
Yeah, and you're right. They have an embarrassment of riches with the depth that's currently on the roster and depth to come with the stack of draft picks that they have been able to acquire along the way. For more on the Thunder, subscribe to Locked On Thunder on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And for more on Nikola Topic, let's get an inside look on his path to the NBA.
Nikola Topic, a Serbian guard who plays for Red Star in Belgrade, Serbia, is an interesting player, and it will be interesting to see where he lands due to tearing his ACL recently, but he does boast unique skills as a big point guard who thrives in the pick and roll. I'm Leif Tulin of Locked On NBA Big Board, and Topic, to me, if everything goes perfectly, could have the most desirable skill set of the draft as an offensive weapon who will distribute and score out of the pick and roll using his 6'6", 200-pound frame. Topic averaged nearly 15 points and 6 assists this season and demonstrated that skill set with an 89th percentile pick and roll operating ability, which is classified as excellent percentage. And then his shot becomes the question. Is it good enough to punish the defenses that dare him to shoot or go under screens, as he's a crafty driver to the basket who couples size and strength and creativity to finish off plays himself, despite lacking top-end speed nor elite top-end athleticism? Time will tell, and tune into Locked On NBA Big Board or on YouTube or your favorite podcasting app to hear more thoughts on Topic.
And for continuing coverage of the 2024 NBA Draft, subscribe to Locked On NBA on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.